What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the very first online race on the channel for Forza Motorsport. So when you first jump in to Motorsports, you will have to do the Qualifier Series to be able to do any other online matchmaking races. So that's what we're jumping into today. I've got 3 races in this video to complete that series, and the first one here, we are jumping in to Grand Oak Raceway. Now this is a fictional course based in the United States, and this race went pretty good. It was my first online race altogether in motorsports. So we qualified P4, that's an awesome start when you get good qualification. You can see in the bottom right, we do have 9 laps worth of 9 laps worth of gas. For this 8-lap race. I'd like to give myself a little extra. I'm not 100% sure how well gas works in the game yet, so I'm going to make sure that we don't run out of gas before we cross that finish line. And we are on medium tires, so you can see here we kind of lost a spot at the beginning of the race, but we're still hanging with the front pack, just hanging out here trying to keep up and maintain our line. Most of the time if you maintain your line, somebody in front will probably make a mistake, so that's when you have to capitalize when those mistakes are made, and we'll see some of those mistakes coming up in the near future. So we're rounding the last turn there for our first lap. Again, just lost one position. It's not terrible. Into turn 1 here, 4th place is going to go a little wide into the grass, and now he's a lawnmower. So that does give us 4th place back. He does re-enter the track pretty well and is right behind us now. We ended up having a battle with that guy kind of throughout the rest of the race. A little bump there, as you can see. He wants his place back, obviously. And that's definitely not the last time he'll hit us before the end of the race. Another little nudge there. Pushes us a little wider than we would have liked, so don't have the necessarily greatest line going through there. But jumping on to lap 3, he did pass us again on that straightaway towards the finish line, but did dive in a little bit, so we had a better line going through that first turn and regained that 4th position again. But again, he is right there on our tail. As we come into this turn, you can see the cars up in front having a little tussle, and this car is going to enter the track in a not so great way. Pushes us really wide to avoid him, and ends up cutting off the guy that we've been fighting with. So we'll continue around these turns. We got another bump from Mr. Zonkin, whatever his name is. And he takes the position back from us, and then good old bump from the guy that did get pushed off the track and re-entered right in front of us, which pushes us back into 6th position off of one good bump. That one was all me. I don't know if I cut that turn too wide, or if he should have went a little wider since I was there. I'm not sure, but into the straightaway here on lap number 4, you can see that Zonkin TV guy, along with the other guy that hit me, be off the track, and the one guy ended up quitting, so it is what it is. We got pushed up into 5th because of that. We did get passed on that straightaway as well, but here we come back into the last turn of the track on lap number 5. We are going to get back our 4th position here. And this guy's going to come inside and try to get around us. And he ends up bumping us a little bit. I think I cut that off a little bit because I took that turn the way I should have. I went to the apex not knowing that he was that close, but that's going to be into that race. We did end up in 4th place, so we didn't lose positions, we didn't gain positions, we didn't have any penalties, which is good. It was a pretty clean race on our behalf, other than the one bump. But in race number 2, we went to Hakone. This is an absolutely beautiful circuit. We qualified in P2. Absolutely love that. Bottom right, you can see we have 9 laps worth of gas, and I'm trying out soft tires. So took a gamble. I wasn't sure how the tire wear worked in this either, but figured this was a pretty good course to test it out on, especially during our qualifying races, to see if I can get a little bit of a handle on it. But this race went really well for me. This was a really clean race for me as well. I really did enjoy this track. I ran softs because in qualifying I was just absolutely rocking it on soft tires. So we're gonna go in here for this move for pole position, or first position here on this turn. Kind of cut in a little bit and with the braking line, and we do take over first. And we do maintain first place for the majority of this race. As we come around the last couple turns to end out this first lap, we're looking good. Again, this map is beautiful. It's unfortunate that it's a fictional course. It would be really cool to have this course in real life, but that's lap number 1 done. We're gonna go ahead and jump into lap number 6 here. So this is approaching the start finish line on the second to last lap. We're about to start the final lap, and you can see in the bottom right that my tires are struggling. So that's the downfall of the soft tires. And you can see the guy in second place, he is just gaining on me like no other. He does have a half-second penalty, but that's not really gonna matter. Through the entire duration of the race, I was so far ahead. I was 3-4 seconds ahead, and you know, my tires just kept getting worse and worse, as they will. I was trying to be a little more conservative in some of the turns to try to slow down a little bit easier, slow down a little slower. That way, you know, I can maintain the tires for this last lap to try to hold off this kind of you know, issue from occurring. But fortunately, I couldn't do that, and I also have bad tires, so all my braking lines are not so great. Running wide there, he comes up and gives us a nudge. That's unfortunate. I think it helped me a little bit more there than it helped him. As we come into the second to final turn, he gets up on the inside of us, which pushes us into the inside of the final turn, so we don't have a great line through there, and he gets the easy pass. And unfortunately, he's going to be far enough ahead to where that half-second penalty is not going to matter, and we're going to get a second place. But that is our first podium finish, and I was very excited about how I raced there and how well it felt. So, race number 3, we are heading to Leguna Seca, and this one, not so great. We did qualify in 3rd, so that's a good qualifying position there for us. The first lap of the race was great. As you can see here, we are going to just kind of maintain our 3rd position pretty easily. I really do like this alternate route of Leguna Seca. I think it works out perfectly for these cars. I've not been much of a track racer in past, you know, enthusiast kind of lifestyles. I've always loved open world racing kind of games, but I've really enjoyed trying to settle into some track racing here lately. And I mean, this is like one of the pinnacles of, you know, one of the pinnacle courses of track racing. Obviously, you have the corkscrew right here that is just world renowned. So I was a little scared there that I was going to get a really major penalty. Luckily, it didn't give me anything. I think I really got lucky with that. I've seen some crazy penalty numbers coming out of cutting that corner specifically. I didn't think I cut it that bad, and obviously the game didn't either, but I have seen some like 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds for one cut of that corner. So, but here we are finishing out the first lap here in Leguna Seca. You can see again we're still maintaining. We're in the chase right now. We are on medium tires. I did take 8 laps of fuel, again just trying to keep consistent with having a little extra. But we're going to jump to lap number 4 here, and this is where the problem started. And Mr. Tommy Gun GT here gives us a little bump there. I was like, okay, that's innocent, nothing to it. I go here to brake, and he just absolutely slams into me. And I'm like, okay, you know, it's It's a new game. Obviously, this is the Qualifier Series, so you're going to have less experienced people here. I just let it go. You know, I was continuing to race, still in third, nothing's really messed up. Go through the corkscrew and all that jazz. As we continue to race, we'll run into some more issues here with Mr. Tommy Gun. He does have a 1.2 second penalty, which is kind of crap. I feel like they'd be better off doing something with the penalties. You can see he dove into us in that corner, does get in front of us, and we're side by side here, and he just decides he wants the third position, so he turns into us. Unfortunate. We do get by him. Unfortunately, we get bumped from somebody else behind us, but we are in fourth and fifth, and now look who's behind us yet again. Mr. Tommy Gun, who just comes absolutely gunning it into the corner and spins us out. So once we get situated back onto the track, we are going to be in 8th position, and he continues to bump us and just be an absolute tear. I was going to pause there. I wanted to see if I could report him there. I did end up reporting him at the end of the game, but I was like, maybe I can get some more positions back. Unfortunately, I don't. I ended up in 8th. What sucks the most is with that, he already had a 1.2 second penalty. He went up to a 4.45, I think. That is some crap. He got that little of a penalty for spinning me out twice, but it is what it is. He ended up with a 4.9 and in last place. Again, it's the qualifying series, so I mean, I can't really expect too much. These are new players, obviously. But we did get our safety rating here as an S. That is the highest safety rating that you can get in the game, so that's pretty good. And then for our driver skill rating, we got a 3599. That's out of 5,000, so that's pretty good as well. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know if I deserved any of that in that Leguna Seca race. I can see where he maybe thought I was brake checking him on that second point of contact as I was going into that braking zone, but still, that's just some crap that we'll have to deal with here in Forza Motorsports. But I hope you guys have a great one. Look at all these series that we can do, and we'll see you in one of those.